Hey, YouTube, just a friendly reminder, please press like and subscribe for Rich Fulcher's TalkBox. You won't regret it, and I may even send you some PJs. Now listen, I have a special announcement. We've reached 5,000 subscribers! Ta-ta! And we only are going to get more. People aren't going to leave us. I'll make them stay. But I'm so glad that we've got up to 5,000. And here's to 5,000 more tonight. So we've got a special guest. Rory Cargill is going to be talking about TV. He's kind of an expert. And we talk about shows in the past 70 years, including some of my shows. Huh? I did a few shows. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. And thank you again, YouTube. You're the best. All right. Is anybody here, Kenny? We don't have anybody? I'm not sure. Okay, well, let's just bag it then. Maybe get a few drinks. I don't know. What? Oh.
Hey, how's it going?
Rory,
Hey.
what are you doing?
Nice to meet you.
I was just about to leave.
I heard there's asbestos in the building, so I'm actually here to condemn it, if that's all right. So we
Well,
might have to move location.
We're all about cancer here.
Oh, right. Finally, a positive spin on cancer.
Thanks for coming.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I'm clapping because
Thank
you're
you.
here.
Thank you.
Well done.
You're the only person clapping, I noticed. There's a few people here.
Yeah,
but,
there's a couple of people. Yay!
Yeah. I do split opinion.
We have a little bit of an audience here.
Yeah, great. Lovely.
Yay!
Yay.
Wee. Now, you're up.
Woo! People
We're
don't
all,
say we enough when they're having a good time.
We.
They think, wee!
Yeah.
Yeah, let's bring
Nobody
it back.
does that.
Yeah.
Kids.
Yeah.
Wee!
Bring it back.
On the roller coaster.
Yeah, exactly.
Wee!
But why only on roller coasters? Why not just when you're having a good time in general?
Use that.
I will.
Yeah.
I will. Try and stop me.
So you're getting ready for the fest.
I am.
Edinburgh.
The Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my third full run, coming up with a show that is a sort of mishmash between film and live performance.
Oh, so it's one of those multimedia.
It's one of those. It means if I'm having
Multimedia.
it means if I'm having an off night, the film always remains the same, which is great.
Yeah.
So the film never has an off night.
So you cut away to
Many
clips
times.
and stuff.
Yeah, which is great because if people aren't enjoying it, it means you can leave during the transitions. And that has happened. That's happened.
Well, you don't want to give them an out right away.
No, am I promoting the show properly?
All right, guys, you can leave.
You can if you want. There's total freedom to do so.
And this show, is it different from what you normally do?
I would say it is the version that I have always intended to do, but with a bit more backing this time. And exactly. So I've got a big set piece now. We've got 7 TV screens that are all kind of flashing off, doing different things for the whole show. I've got full
Somebody wanted
costumes.
to watch something on one of the other screens. Could they do that?
They could do. So I'm trying to do it. The venue I have is on the thrust, so it's kind of like TVs pointing in every direction, which should kind of cover everybody. But it's we go from it's basically like a television retrospective about the last 70 years of TV in the UK. God. So we start off in the 1950s, and then each sketch is 60s, 70s, and I try and make it as authentic to the period as possible, both with what you're seeing on the screens and with the costumes and with the impressions that I'm doing.
Oh my God! Do you approach it by decade?
Yes. Yeah. 50s all the way through to the not too distant future.
Did TV really start in the 50s?
It started in the 30s. 1936 was the first
Nobody
UK
watched
broadcast.
in the 30s.
No one watched it. It was not good. I mean, hilariously, in my opinion, it really wasn't good until the 60s. It was like throughout the 50s, it was hilarious. You had like Watch with Mother was a show for the kind of, I guess, BBC equivalent now, and it's
it was all BBC back then.
Yes, I believe so. You didn't have BBC Two for a little while longer. It was BBC One was it even called one? I don't know if they were going to presume they were going to get a second one, BBC. And then obviously we've got Channel 4 and then later on Channel 5 as well. But for the most part of that stretch.
When did BBC Two come?
It was a little later. I remember Harry and Paul did a 50-year anniversary of it about 10, 15 years ago, I think. They did a very, very funny parody, which in hindsight I realised I'm largely ripping off, I think, with my format.
No, first of all, you must love TV.
I love it, yeah.
You love the crap out of it.
I love everything about TV. I love all of it. It's not just the shows. It's like I got really ads. I genuinely love ads. I was talking to Liv about this the other day. Actually, I love the ads. I love ad breaks. So if I will.
Do you like hydration breaks?
I'm loving those hydration breaks. If it means that England kind of get a moment to level their heads and score, then I'm all for the hydration breaks.
Well, because in the US, they're cheekily using it to put ads in.
And pretending that they're not. They're not even owning it. But yeah. But I love TV idents as well. I got really obsessed with TV idents for a bit. So I've got a lot of those in my show, kind of custom-made idents. If you remember sort of back in the days of the like classic BBC Two idents. Do you remember like the blue paint splatter? And there was like a remote control car that was a two.
I know the Thames thing.
Oh yes, yeah, exactly. And then all the BBC One ones they're always like a circle, so they've got like hippos or synchronized swimmers always in a circle, and they're just little pieces of art in themselves. And there's like some cool behind the scenes stuff you can find online of the making them.
I grew up watching US TV.
Yes, which I also love as well. Yeah, I'm a big fan of US.
And when
TV,
I was little, I used to collect TV guides.
Amazing.
Because they had the TV, but it was the fall preview.
Yeah.
Because that's when all the new shows would come out.
Right.
And they would have the TV guide would be really big.
Yeah.
To show all the new TV shows.
I love that. I'm sort of the same with the Radio Times. I've got a lot of Radio Times at home, and my post is based on the Radio Times, and I just love looking at schedules from the 90s and noughties as I was growing up.
Are those worth a lot now?
Yeah. I don't know how much they're worth, really. Although I was looking up, tell you what is worth a lot, is I needed a book of Yellow Pages as a prop in my my
can't
show.
Find them.
It was like £300 or something to get like a 90s Yellow Pages.
No.
Which is, it was nuts. It was like completely out of the question for the budget.
Why did you need 90s Yellow Pages?
I needed, I actually wanted 60s ones, but I couldn't find it. But it's in the 1960s, I parodied the original Blue Peter lineup. And there was this amazing moment in 60s Blue Peter where John Noakes, one of the main presenters, brought an elephant into the studio, and they completely lost control of it straight away. So they had this baby elephant. That's the one.
What happened?
So it shat everywhere, like almost instantly.
They shit a lot,
and then
don't they?
They do. They love it.
And
then,
it's huge.
It's huge. And then John Noakes steps in it straight away. And then the elephant steps on John Noakes' foot, and it's all live, and he's trying to keep it together. And it's a kids' TV show, so he's like, "Oh, elephant's just stood on the foot." So there's no live audience in there, so it's like eerily silent. But they've got this elephant handler, which is just quite a small man with like a regular rope around an elephant's neck, and he's just getting pulled all over the place. So it's a disaster, and it's one of the earliest incidences of don't work with animals on TV and like live TV going wrong. So
is that the last time they had an elephant on?
As far as I'm aware, not on TV, I'm sure, but I don't know, because it's interesting about these points in history where like they had to change the rules due to something like that happening. So I don't know if there was maybe like some tightening that went on with animals on TV afterwards. But.
So you're covering such a huge topic. How do you narrow it down? How do you whittle it down every decade of what shows you're going to talk about?
This is like the third or fourth version that I've done of it in some form. So I found that some things I've done haven't worked in the past. So it starts with what like really interests me about each era, and I try to sort of define what show I think is the best sort of representative of a decade.
Oh, so you pick one show?
I pick one show, and kind of it's sometimes it will be a specific show, or sometimes it will be a show that's kind of parodying a more broader.
Should I ask you about it now, or
no? Please do. Okay. Yeah.
What show would you say typifies the 50s?
So the 50s, it would definitely be the sort of the Watch with Mother kind of era, which was they used to have. I think her name was Angela Gay. She was a children's continuity announcer, which was just a hilarious thing to have in the first place, because she just behaved exactly like an adult continuity announcer.
Right.
She's like, well, next we've got the Wooden Top family, And at 6 o'clock, we'll have Muffin the Mule. And all of these shows were just various forms of very poor quality wooden puppets. With someone just, not even with puppeteers, they're just sort of like doing
Live
that. Just
in the
like,
studio?
Yeah. And then usually the same woman's voice just sort of narrating over what they're doing. It's where Bill and Ben the Flower Pot Men started as well, which was the one that kind of survived the era, and then the rest of them were sort of like consigned to history. But
what's good about those is sometimes you get bloopers, right?
Yeah. I mean, they tangled up all the time, but they just kind of kept going because the puppeteers were so
horses are
yeah
tangled.
It was pre Jerry Anderson, and then Thunderbirds came along, and it was obviously this massive like improvement in puppeteering.
Wow.
Which is now seen as camp. It's something else that I tried to parody in the show but had to drop in the end was this notion of the puppets' hands when you zoom in on them, and then them becoming like real hands in Thunderbirds and all the Jerry Anderson
You know
stuff.
what's interesting? It seems like old school. If you look at like in the U.S., they had the chat shows, and they would go, "Hang on one second. Alpo dog food is like they would do a live commercial."
Yeah.
Which is now like coming back because look at the podcasts we're doing.
Yeah.
Ads and stuff like that.
Exactly. Who have you got for this? Is now the time to.
We can't say right
Okay,
now.
sure. Huel, I get it. Yes.
We're really into the Huel.
Someone's got to pick it up with the downfall of Bartlett. I think all of his are up for grabs now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Am I going to capture a lot of his audience?
I think it's the natural movement of the herd is towards this podcast.
Is he really out?
I don't know. I'm seeing a lot of negativity about him online. Long time coming, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're an independent podcast, so sometimes we need to rely on your support. And one of the ways to do that is through Patreon. That's right. You can receive exclusive episodes. You can see them early. You can get your names on the credits. Yeah, as you'll notice. And many other things that we haven't even thought of. So if you want to do that, please get on my profile, and we'll get right back to the episode now, okay? That's it. Now, what about moving into the 60s?
So the 60s is my version of Blue Peter, which I call Red Paul. It's a thinker, smart stuff.
Everybody grew up with Blue Peter, didn't they?
Yeah, everyone had a Blue Peter of their era. So when I was growing up, it was sort of like the Connie Huck era of Blue Peter. But the format was always largely the same. They had the dogs, they had the kind of like garden, and it was all about making stuff. But what I loved about the 60s one is it was completely like health and safety-less. And it was this guy, John Noakes, who's quite a slight, like meek man, and they would put him in the most dangerous situations. Like they would send him up Nelson's column without a harness. And he clearly didn't want to do it, and they would put him in like a rugby scrum and stuff with all these like massive blokes, and they'd make him a hooker in a rugby scrum. Column. Yeah, genuinely, there's footage of it on YouTube. It's mad, and he's just going up there with just like a rope tied around his waist, kind of not even really in a knot. Like,
is there a laugh track on it, or is
there's not for my show either, unfortunately. If I don't do well, but yeah.
No, I just find laugh tracks fascinating when they do or they don't have them.
So like, I mean, into the 70s, they definitely did. I would say so. That was the era of the kind of
laugh track,
the really obviously canned laugh track.
Because have you ever seen these versions of shows when they take out like Friends without the laugh track?
Yeah.
It's so bizarre.
They're all psychopaths, especially Ross. It makes you realize how bad Ross's storylines all were. It was usually creeping on someone.
That Ross.
Yeah.
But so Blue Peter.
Yeah.
And then that's the one show you kind of focus on for the 60s.
In the 60s it is, yeah. And then there's a little kind of intro bit. So I have a lead character who is a parody of a Noel Edmonds type, essentially, who is hosting the retrospective. And we also follow him throughout his various stages of his career over the last 70 years in TV. And so he does a little bit of an intro about the transition to color as well from black and white.
Why is Blue Peter so popular? Why do you think? Was it mostly...
It's a good question. I would say initially probably a lack of competition for anything that was like that. And then it just sort of stuck. It became like a sort of institution in the UK. And it is still going, I believe, as well. So I don't know if it's going with the same frequency, but
Kenny,
it's
is
still
it?
going. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, Kenny's going to check.
Asking the QI elves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's amazing how it's kept going.
Yeah, yeah. But it's great. I think once they found a format and they roughly kind of stuck with it. So it's I love things that have those sort of lasting formats.
If it ain't broke.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't fix it. Just lose the elephants.
Okay, now just...
Or bring back the elephants, I say. Bring them back.
Why not?
Yeah, I never saw Connie Hart get stood on by an elephant, and that was kind of what we were all waiting for, I think. Still on. 5 p.m. There you go. Tune in.
But not the morning, because I always associate it with the morning. Is it not?
I don't know. I can't remember when I watched it as a child, but yeah.
No, what about the 70s?
So the 70s, I parody sitcoms and like the laugh track sitcoms. So sitcoms that haven't aged. Well, you may disagree with this, but it's sitcoms that would now be a little bit bland, I think. So things like Open All Hours, Porridge, Steptoe and Son, although that started a little earlier. Some Mothers Do Have 'Em. These like really like British kind of beige looking.
I still watch that.
Oh, Some Mothers Do Have 'Em.
Because it's so silly.
To be fair, he's very clowny. And watching the clips back, he's an unbelievable like physical performer.
You know he's going to get into a physical problem.
Yeah, falling through a roof or like the skating scene is actually unbelievable.
Yes.
The roller skating thing is really, really cool.
Yeah.
So that's probably an unfair criticism of that
No,
era.
no.
Yeah.
I mean, they are dated, but
Yeah,
sometimes it's fun to watch dated stuff because
Yeah.
there are, like nowadays with comedies, a lot of them are not just silly.
Yeah,
They're always under the cloak of dramedy. Or something.
Yeah, that's something.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's its own genre, but it's refreshing to see, like,
exactly.
That sort of thing. Like.
I feel like it's coming back a little bit as well. I feel like the era of dramedy
is.
I'm here to announce today. I don't know. There's something in the air. It feels like silliness is coming back a bit.
I feel like there's going to be pushback.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Well, we did it for we did it really well as well. There's some amazing dramedies and everything for the last 10 years. But like, yeah, looking back at that stuff when it's pure sitcom, early, Fawlty Towers, although I think that was, again, a little later, kind of end of the 70s. But
and all of those had laughs.
Yes, yes, I think so. I think they all did. So my version of it is like a sort of Cannon and Ball type duo called Pots and Pans. And the plot doesn't really go anywhere beyond one of them likes pots and the other one likes pans. And they've got a flat full of pots and pans and they hate each other. It's kind of like an Odd Couple thing. And it's a retrospective that just goes on and on and on about like what happened in their whole careers. And then painstakingly I edited the two of them as like older versions of themselves that appear on the screens. Looking back and reflecting on what you see on stage, which is the 70s versions of themselves.
You put a lot of work into that.
Yeah, that was 12,000 individually edited.
You
frames.
better appreciate the show, people.
Yeah.
What this man has done. You put on makeup.
Yeah, I do all of it. I do full top to toe. I play two guys in that one as well. So yeah.
Do you show actual clips from the shows?
Yes. So I found this amazing studio in Newcastle, which is made to look exactly like a 70s sitcom set. Which I don't know how often that's going to be needed for stuff, but I happened to find it, and it was super cheap and amazing. So I went with some friends and filmed some bits up there last year, and now that's all sort of cut into the sketch as well.
What is your favorite British sitcom? Can I ask that?
Yeah. It's a tough question of all time.
Yeah.
Sitcoms.
If you were on, someone said you're on the desert island for 2 years, and you can just have one sitcom.
I have the unpopular opinion that Alan Partridge was not Steve Coogan's best character. I loved Saxondale. I thought Saxondale was his best character.
I love that show.
I love Saxondale.
I love that show.
So underrated.
Well, it could be possibly too that we get Partridge overload.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, Partridge has sort of evolved beyond the character, hasn't he? Sort of almost feels like a real person that's just sort of working in the business
it's
now.
some
But
dude.
yeah, genuinely, it's just about
Partridge is a dude.
Yeah, but Saxondale, I feel like I meet those guys, especially like growing up in like the sort of British countryside. The dads were all like that. You'd meet them at like car boot sales and record shops or whatever, like these sort of like old like Asian rockers. And,
they're all into prog rock.
Yeah. And the fact that they added like
Birkenstocks.
an anger problem to him as well was such an amazing feature. But yeah, loved it. So I take that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any others you want to? Because I love these controversial stands you're taking. This is good.
This
I'm
a
comedian. This is going to get
comedian.
more people.
I push boundaries as a comedian.
Yes, you do.
I would say it's not a sitcom, but the show that was formative for me was the Peter Serafinowicz show, and by extension, Look Around You.
In the 70s?
Oh no, not in the 70s. No. Well, nor was Saxondale, but yeah, in the 70s, I don't really know.
You was great.
Look Around You was amazing. Yeah.
I almost was on that.
Really?
Yeah.
You would have been a great fit on that.
Yeah.
Which episode would it have been? Do you remember?
I don't want to say I was almost on it and then talk about it. But yeah, it was like they needed a U.S. correspondent.
Right. Yeah.
Maybe for it, but
yeah. It was. I mean, stylistically as well. I think I'm still kind of doing that thing because they did that sort of dated retro. Kind of lesson plan thing, didn't they? So like, stuff. I think a lot of that came from Peter Serafinowicz.
Yeah. And Robert Popper.
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I mean, he did a lot of it in the Peter Serafinowicz show as well. I think it was always different. He had like a kind of 70s guide to life recurring sketch, and he did Who Would Like to Win £100, which was a 1940s version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
So you kind of like the parodies of older. Shows
Parodies in general as well, I feel is a bit of a lost art. I think like full spoof, like Naked Gun or Airplane kind of level spoof. I love, and I don't think we do it that much anymore.
What about let's go into the 80s.
Yes. So the 80s was the era of...
Whoa. We've got to have a transition.
So transformative.
Kenny will do a swipe.
We'll just add it in post. Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
So the 80s was an era of like kind of variety shows and opulence in the UK. So
was it the heyday of variety?
Heyday, just chucking money at stuff. And,
in the US, I think it was the 70s.
Yeah, I think it probably started in the tail end of the 70s because we had like, I mean, even earlier you had like Morecambe and Wise and things like that, but then it was all sort of big game shows over here, and you had like Bruce Forsyth and people like that, and the Generation game was starting up. So big prizes like glamour, lots of like music and dancing, and like usually a host that would be kind of larger than life. So I've got this. My version of it is Noel Edmonds, or my version of Noel Edmonds, who's called Beau Creme, and he's got a show called Creme Delights, which is a dairy-based game show. Yeah.
As you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was based on a real-life bakery that I saw in. I think in Finsbury Park in London called Creme Delights. And I was like, that sounds like a kind of 80s game show.
And the contestants are lactose intolerant.
They're not, but I'm going to add that now.
Yeah,
and
add that.
Yeah, I'll credit you.
You know what I like about the UK shows? Like, if you're a comic or you're a well-known personality, you get a show.
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, they still do that here. I don't think they do that as much in the U.S. It's like, in terms of hosting a show, like a variety show or a sketch show.
Definitely. It felt like during those days especially, everyone just kind of got a turn. And then there would be people who would host shows. And there was no rhyme or reason as to what they were hosting. It's just they would host every kind of show. Like Noel Edmonds being one of the big ones as well, where he just kind of moved. His career went all over the place. And he survived so many scandals in his career and everything, and they changed they changed TV rules forever. Yeah, it was amazing. There's this show called the Late Breakfast Show that he did. I think that was in the 70s, and they used to get people to do stunts, like just members of the public to come and learn how to do a really, really crazy, dangerous stunt. They would train them for like 2 or 3 days and then get them to do it on live TV. And every time they would injure themselves so bad. I'm talking like cars going over ramps over like double-decker buses through flaming hoops. And the car would just roll straight away like into... I guess so, but like eventually, so sad twist to this. Someone lost their life on it. Someone jumped and the bungee like broke or something like that,
my
and it didn't get aired.
God.
But they changed all the rules forever because of that. That moment in TV. Sorry to bring the mood down, but but it's and then Noel Edmonds' career survived it after that, and he came back with House Party a few years later.
He is a Teflon guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah. Whereas some people, they get one little scandal.
Exactly, one little death.
Gary Glitter gets one little scandal.
I know. Oh, and they're going for him again. Just leave the guy alone. That's what I say. There's your headline.
And what about sketch shows? When was the heyday for sketch shows?
I think we had a really great period of sketch shows kind of in the noughties, like around the Peter Serafinowicz era. Again, like I feel like if you were just good in comedy at that time, you would probably get a sketch show. And
Hello.
there was exactly, yeah. There was, I mean, that was the golden age. It was a formative age, actually.
No, we got a sketch show. Me and Matt Berry got a sketch show when Little Britain went from BBC Three to BBC One.
Mm-hmm.
And so there was kind of a void, and Matt and I were pitching shows.
Right.
And they basically said to us, you can do a sketch show.
Yeah.
Without pitching anything.
Really? That's kind of, it's amazing to hear that was how it was going, because that was kind of how it felt at the time, was just like everyone was, which was amazing. It was so good for it as well.
Pockets.
Like,
yeah.
But that was great. That whole, I mean, your whole kind of crowd back then as well, you know, the like kind of Garth Marenghi and like the Mighty Boosh lot and everything were just like so formative to that whole era of comedy, I would say. And then more recently, I loved Cardinal Burns as a sketch show. I think that was the last like really great sketch show that we had in the UK before they stopped really getting made with that kind of frequency.
Well, I always think of it as, I don't want to skip because we haven't gone to the 90s yet.
Yeah.
Let's get to the 90s.
So I go a little left field with the 90s. It's not a show as such, but it's supposed to be like an Argos catalogue that's come to life. So it's a series of adverts for things like yo-yos and dance mats and like little there was like backflipping robot dogs that you could get, like kind of Furbies and all that kind of stuff. So I kind of play this just general 90s guy with like a flaming shirt and a backwards kind of flat peak cap.
Was that because the 90s was kind of now people were using it to hawk merch and stuff?
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of, shows became long adverts essentially, which is what Pokemon was essentially, was like the products came first and then a whole really successful show was kind of built around
within the show, or were they sponsoring the entire show?
I think that Pokemon itself was, I think maybe the card game came before the show, and then all of the endless merchandise you could get with the Pokemons, and obviously the whole thing was you've got to catch 150 of them. Which means buy 150 things. So it was basically just this like an advert with a storyline in the early days at least.
In the U.S., I think too, in the early days, all the old-timey shows, like I think Milton Berle had a show, and it was the Texaco Milton Berle show.
Oh, so they weren't even hiding it.
Always sponsored by a big sponsor. But then I guess, because there were so many advertisers that wanted to get on, they stopped doing that.
Right. Yeah, it's I can see Americans. I mean, last time I went to America, I think like I was watching like sports, and like every 5 minutes there was like a
it's
the cheesy 10 sack from White Castle is sponsors this quarter.
Which is fun because I brought my kid. We went to the U.S. and my kids are so used to streaming. They were looking at the ads like, what the hell is this? And they loved it. I mean, after a point, and then you get sick of it.
Yes, genuinely. There was a really specific vibe to 90s adverts as well. They were all shot on these kind of like fisheye lenses, and everything was made to look... weirdly, I mean, the joke I make in this is like, why is there this like kind of crossover between like having a yo-yo, which is like a thing on a string that goes up and down. It's like kind of like a modern day cup and ball. It doesn't really do much. But they're branding it like you're going to be accepted by like the American hip hop community if you get good at yo-yoing. It's all like, they're all like kind of little gangs that are like doing a bit of graffiti, doing a bit of yo-yoing.
That's smart,
hip-hop.
though.
Yeah.
You have a
It's good
group
branding.
of
It worked.
kids to make it seem like you'll be accepted.
Exactly. They made it seem like the coolest thing you could possibly do. But I think if you're really good at yo-yo, it's probably
I never
uncool.
did yo-yo with other people. I did it shamefully by myself.
It's really difficult. It's because I wanted to do it in the show, and then I was like, I can't get it to come back up. So the joke needs to be that you can't yo-yo.
You need a trick one too, because that
Yeah.
you wind it up backwards if you want it to stay down.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
walk the dog.
Mm-hmm.
I know too much about this.
Well,
This
I
is
found all
embarrassing.
this.
Cut it out, Kenny.
I had it. Can you make us look cool in post?
Yeah, please.
I had one that was supposed to just return to you, and I couldn't even get it to do anything. It would just like stop dead. So
So
now
no yo-yos?
So I do have a yo-yo, but I don't tie it correctly at the bottom. So
Oh.
there's this huge build-up, and then I unfurl the yo-yo, and it just falls off the string, and it's a bit of an anticlimax. But yeah. And then we move on to another toy, a dance mat thing. Yeah. Which was also
nice.
huge at the time. Yeah.
So that was the 90s.
That's the 90s, yeah.
And then you go into the noughties.
Yeah. So the noughties was kind of like the peak of things like Big Brother and like reality TV sort of becoming popular for the first time and taking up these big headline slots and becoming like event TV as well as like watching the finales of these kind of shows. Which at the time, I think when it came out, I remember everyone feeling that it was a bit of a cynical move in that it was like we're getting rid of actors and writers and crew by and large as well, and just sort of like sticking cameras on the wall and seeing what people do. Obviously, there's teams behind this kind of stuff, but now you can't really imagine not having that format as a part of British TV.
Yes.
Yeah. So Bo, my lead character, is one of the original housemates on Big Brother. Or as I call it, Celebrity Animal Farm, which is
When
another
was the
book.
first Big Brother?
I think it might have been bang on 2000, or maybe a little later. I don't think any later than 2002.
I remember
Might be
when
wrong.
I first saw it, I thought, wow. And then I found there was a channel where you could just watch them sleeping.
Yeah, yes, I remember.
So
There
this
was the
was
live,
pre
there was the
the
live
internet,
feed.
you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Which I mean, it's quite a bold move, really, from the TV producer's perspective
Yes.
to be like, let's just
Like you're looking
see
in
if
on
anyone.
people.
Let's see what the bar is for what people will watch, and turns out people will.
And was that the first big reality show? Or
I don't know if it was the first one. It was definitely the like headliner one, I think.
in the U.S., there was an MTV show with teenagers where they lived together.
Oh, really? What was that called?
I would like to say I know the name.
I
of
don't.
it. I don't remember.
I can't say I know of that one.
But it was very early on, and it was very popular.
It sounds like a good recipe for TV, I would say.
It's MTV
Just a
had
bunch
a
of-
lot of stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And teenagers fighting and stuff.
Yeah, it was a good era for it.
I wrote for MTV on a game show
Oh, really?
called The Blame Game. And it was all about these teenagers that had already split up. And it was a fake court. And
Right.
you had to argue your case while you broke up.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it was all
That's amazing.
silly, like,
Yeah.
he left his underwear on the sink. And then, and the crowd would go, yeah.
Yeah. All the music and the edits and everything.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, bring them back, I say. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's fun. Yeah.
But one of the things about the 90s, like we talk about sketch shows and stuff, is that there was a network called Paramount UK.
Yeah.
So they decided to stop doing reruns of, they still did, like Cheers and stuff.
Yeah.
But they decided to do original programming.
Yes.
And that's when it was the first Bruno they did.
Oh, right. Yeah.
They did Asylum. Edgar Wright
Yep.
did this show.
Yeah.
Mash and Peas.
Yeah.
Lucas and Williams.
Yeah.
They did Unnatural Acts. It was a sketch show.
Yeah.
So they were doing all this cool stuff. And it was only for a couple of years. And then it closed up again. They just decided we're going to do sitcoms again.
Yeah. And now I feel Paramount is kind of more known for like rebooting all of those sitcoms from that era. Like when Paramount Plus kind of came out, it was like Frasier was back and things like that, and I think they did. Is it Roseanne, that other one, or yeah.
Because it's hard to do original stuff.
Yeah.
But it's some of the best stuff.
I think we're like really. It's something that I kind of touch on in the show as well. Is I think we're living in more broadly an age of kind of like nostalgia and like a rose-tinted vision of what the past looked like more broadly, which is kind of having a knock-on effect to what's being shown on our TVs. There's a lot of safe choices, a lot of like risk aversion. Same in cinema as well. It's all sort of like reboots and franchises, tried and tested.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. There's like I think a lot of the stuff that was successful that it really inspired me to become a comedian in the sort of like noughties. Not sure if people would take a chance on all of that stuff as much these days. But yeah, I mean, hopefully it's coming back a little bit.
I think it's got to come back, right? If you want it to come back, call in. Our number.
Feed a hungry comedian for just £3 a month.
I know.
Yeah.
So that was the naughties.
Yeah.
And then you've got the teens.
So yeah, the kind of the tens. So
Sorry, yeah.
So we usually call it the tens, but yeah, can edit out that extra in post, if you wouldn't mind. Yeah,
Please, Kenny.
So that was the era of like nasty TV, I would say. So I'm looking at shows like Fat Families and like
Naked.
How to Look Good Naked and stuff like that, where it's like it was all pushed as being like about self-love and stuff, but it was just stripping people down, putting them on billboards and stuff. And I mean, the Fat Families guy is a part. He's still at it as well. I think he's on GB News now, and he's completely unrepentant.
Really?
But it's so like looking back, they were so mean, and they were sort of like marketed as like health and lifestyle or like makeover shows. There was another one called 10 Years Younger, where they would get the most invasive surgery at the end to make them feel better about themselves. You know, they get like the full like
but they
veneers
usually had
and
a lot of problems.
No, they wouldn't have like physical problems other than like self-imposed ones. They just had low confidence, so they would be given like plastic surgery and whatever was sort of seen as like the look of the day.
Ear?
Like, yeah, genuinely. You know what? I would like an extra ear. Yeah. So yeah, if you wanted extra bits and bobs, that was the show to go on. But I would like to see a catch-up show on that with how well this like plastic surgery is aged.
It was kind of a mean tinge to most of these shows.
Yeah, definitely. And my version of it is I've got this character who is the host of a mean kind of makeover show, and it's all about kind of like stripping down and not hiding yourself under layers, but he just can't stand any layers. So it's like the clothes, getting rid of the clothes isn't enough. You've got to get rid of your skin, and then you've got to get rid of your muscles, and then you got, you know, why are you hiding yourself behind all these bones and guts and organs? Get rid of it all. And he ends up making his contestants into like a sort of fine miscellaneous bucket of paste and goo with eyeballs floating in the top of it.
That's what it's headed to.
Yeah, genuinely. So he just can't stand you hiding your true self underneath any level of layers.
What about, and the reality shows are a bit mean as well.
They were mean too. That whole like kind of 20-year period, I think, like looking back and reflecting now, and a lot of comedy was mean back then as well. There was, you know, kind of you look back at some episodes of like Buzzcocks and things like that. And
yes, Mark Lamar.
Yeah, and you maybe kind of like change your view on whose side you're taking in some of these fallouts. But it was kind of like a bit of a mean era.
Oh
yeah,
no!
Yeah.
I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, and I think you spearheaded it. Unfortunately, I think is the word.
Who did?
The word you did. Unfortunately, as someone who came up in that era.
Oh no!
I think the blame lies solely with you. Sorry, I didn't want to call it out, but everyone's saying it on the circuit. Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
20 years too late, unfortunately.
But what is the era now? So the tens and now the.
So that's 20s. One I've had to update every year essentially because it's got to be something that's like in the zeitgeist now, and I feel like I'm actually already a little bit out of date with this one, unfortunately. But last year, I think it was Philip Schofield. Go ahead.
Yes.
Yes, just confirming. Yeah.
No, I was going to say the Queen died.
The Queen did die. So David Attenborough dies in my show, and I feel like I'm towing a bit of a line there where if he dies before the show, which is not unlikely, it's going to seem extremely unsensitive. So I might have to change that in a hurry before August if he goes in July.
I was at the festival when Diana died.
Really? Did it?
It was the last day.
Was it like a one-man Diana show who had kind of like sold us
No,
under a little bit?
we all went to bed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or some of us did. And she was still, it was still that she was alive.
Mm.
But then I woke up and then,
And then bit of a bummer to end the Fringe on.
That was it. We all went home.
Yeah. And now I feel like there are a lot of Diana shows at the Fringe. It's quite like a
resurgence.
It's a resurgence. Yeah.
It's almost, it always seems to be like a 20-year lag.
Yeah, I would say so.
Like, remember that show Happy Days?
Yes, of
that
course.
Came out. That was the 50s. So that came out in the 70s.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
and we're obsessed with the 90s now.
I think it's...
Well, that's about 30 years.
Yeah, and even the noughties, to be honest, like which is the era that you didn't think was going to come back at all. I do these characters online with a couple of friends, Dave Durkin and Pete Rugman, both very, very funny comedians.
I don't know them yet.
They are. Look them up. They're both two of the funniest people I've ever met, and we do these characters that are like an indie band from that period.
Oh, you do
Instagram
posts and stuff.
Yeah,
that's very funny.
And we managed to. We did one with the Hoosiers recently, who were like a real life band from that era, and it was not an era that we thought would. It was such a flash in the pan, that one. We thought that's going to be the era that younger people are not going to look back on and start dressing like that or start listening to any of that music, because when it ended so abruptly, and everyone sort of wanted to like kind of sweep it under the rug a bit. But we found it's been very popular, and people are really.
Who would have thought?
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It is just the 20-year cycle as well, without fail. So yeah.
What is the future of TV?
So the what I kind of touched on in this.
Sorry, I'm putting a lot on you.
Not at all. Not at all. It's good practice for me to at least try and remember my beats.
This
like
by other people.
So last year, Philip Schofield was kind of cancelled from This Morning, whatever it's called, and he ended up doing a show for Channel 5 where he just brought a video camera for himself, and he went to a desert island. And he filmed himself surviving out there. I think it was meant to be for 5 days or something, just on his own. And there's no crew, just him, just a camera.
Is he nude?
I think he's semi-nude.
Okay.
I think I might have misremembered him being in a loincloth. So that's the version I do of Noel Edmonds in a sort of like purple paisley loincloth on this island. But in my version, he doesn't get picked up, so he just gets stuck there and he's forced to sort of reflect. But Philip Schofield kind of used it to sort of like air his gripes over his camera, and it was a very bitter and very bizarre show. But my broader point that I suppose I'm trying to like make with it is that self-shooting is probably the future of stuff, and the blurring of the lines between social media and TV and yeah.
Right, because if you think about it, with all the social media and stuff, we each have our own TV channel.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And now I got a notification on my phone the other day saying Instagram are unveiling this new feature called like Instagram TV or something, and it's like the experience of Instagram but in 16:9 in widescreen for your TV set, and I'm like, that's TV, and we already had that, and like Instagram have just tried to like
they've reinvented
force this other format,
TV.
and they kind of destroyed our attention spans, and now they're like, would you like something longer? Are you interested in longer form now? So
yeah, but they're going back to the thing that they rebelled against.
Exactly, yeah, and now they own it. So
Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. Zuckerberg.
Yes. Oh man.
Yeah. So it's coming back full circle. But also, I think there's probably a positive to be taken in the fact that maybe the role of gatekeepers is a little depleted now. It's a lot cheaper and easier, especially like I've sort of.
That I think is the saving grace, because we talked about like these alternative comedy things.
Mm-hmm.
People will be able to do them themselves.
Exactly.
And then things will take off.
Yeah, and I think sort of risk-averse sort of scene as well.
Yeah.
I think being able to like make your own proof of concepts is pretty vital now as well. And like you can get like little clip-on microphones are like cheaper than ever, and like you can shoot on your phone and the quality is incredible. So you can kind of get out there and just make stuff.
There's actually no excuse, which makes me feel bad when I don't do it.
I was trying to make you feel bad there, so I'm glad that the message
Yo,
got
but
through.
I love your clips and
Thank
stuff.
you.
It's very funny.
Thank you, very kind. That means a lot.
And so are you going to tour the show? after the fest?
I don't have anything planned after that. That would be the goal, certainly. But like I'm doing a little bit of a mini tour before the festival in the big three venues of the UK. I would say you got London, you got Cambridge, and then the one we all want, Colchester.
Colchester.
Yeah. I'm big in Colchester.
Oh my God, you got to play Colchester.
You got to do Colchester. It's a rite of passage. Yeah.
What about Shetland?
Not yet, but I'm getting there. Yeah, yeah. I said grow some trees over there and I'll think about it. Did you know that there's no trees in Shetland?
No.
Jokes are always good when you have to explain them.
But I think I was interviewing someone, I think it was Alison Spittle.
Oh, yes.
And she said, like, there's some comics that go out to try out material.
Yeah.
And I don't think it was Alison that said this. But they try out material in, like, the hinterlands, like Stornoway and all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And you think that, oh, they're going to be so appreciative because, you know, ignore that. Okay, this is a high-budget podcast. But they think you're going to appreciate all these comics, you know? And then they go, they're kind of more discerning, like, oh, that was nice. We had Bill Bailey in last week. And it's like, what?
No way.
They're getting all of these, you know, great people coming in.
So they're even tougher audiences.
Trying out their shows.
Yeah. In Shetland, no one can hear you bomb.
Because it's hard. Yes. Yeah. Can I use that?
You may use that. I'll sell that to you.
Because it's getting harder and harder to do, you know, your work in progress stuff.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially as a sort of alternative comedian, there's a very limited amount of sort of spots that you can get in the UK.
Tell me about it.
And yeah.
Hi. Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to tell you a little something about our merch. We do have merch, but for those of you who have never ordered before, we've got a special 10% discount if you do the promo code TalkBox10. That's right, TalkBox10 for 10% off, and it's a one-time deal only, okay? So you get your one time! Anyway, back to the show. Bye. That's fill in the blank. You've probably
I know
seen
this one. Yeah.
I give you a question or a sentence, and you fill in the blank.
Great.
Okay. So here's the first one. I can have one new hobby. It would be blank.
One new hobby.
Just one.
I would love to. So I took my friends to see Starlight Express recently. Do you know the Andrew Lloyd Webber roller skating thing?
Not as most popular.
Not as most popular. It definitely should be. I would love to be able to skate like that, I would say.
So you're going to take up
I'm going to take up roller skating. But I want to do it whilst singing and whilst also pretending to be a train.
Yeah.
Yeah. My friend got told off for laughing too hard during Starlight Express by one of the front of house people.
Why?
Like, I can hear you laughing from over there. Like, it's not a serious drama. They're like they're trains on skates.
What's wrong with laughing?
What's wrong with the joy of...
You're acting like a cat at cats.
Stop laughing at these cats.
Blank is something I never have time for.
I've got to be wiping my ass, I would say.
Yeah, you only have a few seconds.
I mean, so I believe in the grind set, and I think optimizing every single possible second in your day is extremely important to become the billionaire that I was born to be. Wiping your ass has got to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. If I were blank, I would probably be a little bit further in my career.
Michael Jordan.
That's true.
Yeah.
We'd all be further along.
Yeah. If I'd have just been Michael Jordan, I think things would be going pretty well.
He's a good businessman, though.
He's a very good businessman. And I hear he's pretty good at basketball as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even now.
Even now. Yeah. There's people who swear that he's still better than the current gen.
Did you see Air?
No, I didn't.
It's good. No. Good movie. It's about how he got the Nike contract.
Oh, really? I would be interested in that.
His mom had a big say in that.
Amazing. Yeah.
I live on a feudal estate. This is you.
Yeah.
I live on a feudal estate. Most likely, I would be a blank.
What is a feudal estate?
Feudal estate. Like there's A king, knights,
Oh, I see. Like
serfs. Which
right,
one would
right.
you be?
I'd be the jester that bombs and then gets kind of taken down, decapitated. Like they pull a lever, a trap door opens, and I'm eaten by sharks underneath when I'm trying to do my 70 years of television show to the king and queen.
I would not mind running into my childhood friend blank on the street.
My childhood friend. I had an imaginary friend growing up.
Okay.
Even they ditched me.
Did
I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in a long time.
Oh, that's sad.
I've got so I didn't realize this until recently. I saw a thing that apparently some people can just like picture, like clear things in their heads, like with detail, and I can't do that. So I can't picture faces or anything in my.
What do you mean?
Head. So there's like a scale of how clear you can imagine things. And when I try and imagine someone's face when I'm not looking at them, it's all over the place. I can't really like envision a person. So when I was envisioning an imaginary friend, it was just sort of like this kind of gelatinous blob that used to follow me around. I couldn't even like form him into a real person.
You can't imagine like us when you close your eyes.
I can't. No, I can't like see things in my head like that, which I think is like.
You need to see somebody.
Is this? I feel like this is a common thing. Do you guys? Can you see things?
I see the people.
It's nuts. I can't. Yeah, it's a thing though. I saw a thing online about it.
There's a scale of it. Or something.
I think it might be a sign that I'm a moron, or I was knocked on the head a bit too hard when I was.
Or a Mormon.
I might be a Mormon. Those are the signs. You can't envision things. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm just blank up there.
So listen, anything else? This is sort of the chance for you to plug the show and anything else you want.
I feel like I've done that, plugged the show for the last hour.
How can we get tickets to this thing?
So I'm up at the Fringe from the 5th to the 20, whenever the end is, every single day at 5 to 7 p.m.
If somebody wants to buy tickets now,
edfringe.com. Yeah, or I'm with an assembly venue, so it is going to sell out. I'm going to really top my numbers from last time. So Assembly Fest or Ed Fringe, I think, are the two places that you can get it from.
What's capacity in the room?
74, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got to buy tickets, please.
You've only got 74 chances.
There's no way they're going to put 75 people in there. It's going to be a
fire
hazard.
They've tried. There's standing room only.
And you can't smoke in there.
I can, but...
You smoke?
You can't. No, but I do it because I can in there. They can't stop me because I'm the talent.
Do that.
Yeah. Also, check out the World Cup. That's my other plug.
World Cup. It's very popular.
Yeah, some of the best footballers in the world having it out against each other. It's
U.S. is
brilliant.
doing quite well.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
They really are.
They're quite proud of themselves.
At soccer, they're not even playing the same sport.
Hydration break ads.
Imagine they won. They'd be so well hydrated.
I predict it's going to be really big now.
I think so. I think it kind of already is. Like, Lionel Messi's over there now as well, isn't he? Like,
well, because it's sort of like the place people go.
To die,
have fun and die.
All the 40-year-old players go to live out their days on the farm.
But it's fun. There's no pressure.
Yeah. But maybe there will be now.
That's true.
Yeah.
It'll be its own Premier League.
Yeah. But check it out. I mean, it's a great show.
In the US.
Yeah.
And the show.
And all of it. Yeah, all of the above.
And the name of it is?
The name of the show is On TV with an exclamation mark.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. Well, that was Rich Fulcher's TalkBox, Rory Cargill. What a fountain of knowledge. He's fountaining all over the place. Anyway, if you'd like to support the show in any way you can, please think about joining Patreon or buy us a coffee. Is it called that, Kenny? Yes, it is. Or buy some merch from us. We've got hoodies, mugs, and a lot of posters. No, we don't have any posters. Why did I say that? Anyway, guys, thanks again for everything. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Who says that?
TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. Rich Fulcher. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. TalkBox, TalkBox, TalkBox. Rich Fulcher's TalkBox.